Hello, good people. What is going on? How you doing? Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll have a trouble-free session today. Welcome to the VR Link. This is our Sunday weekly VR chat show that gives you and us a chance to sit back and discuss the latest virtual reality news goings on in one almighty chunk so you can spend the rest of your week happily gaming. So allow me to introduce Salsa from Salsa Ketchup VR.
Hello.
Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
Hi guys.
And the Ageless Wonder, Lincoln Clay from Lincoln Clay 670.
The godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, and the most interesting man ever to play pistol whip.
So basically, Lincoln's got a video up on his channel, man, where he's basically dressed like a gangster, like on there. It was quite funny to watch. Nat, you also done a good video. We're gonna get into pistol whip. But Nat also done a really good video. Check it out. But what did you do with that one, Nat? You might as well tell us now quickly.
I did a mashup. I literally took Devo's Whip It video and I intercut it with trailer snippets from the Pistol Whip trailer. So literally it plays Devo's Whip It and intercut with that is sort of like sequences from the game. So
thank you ever so much for that donation, dude.
Seriously, guys, you got to go check it out. It is funny as hell. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
And it's also banned in certain countries, I believe.
It's banned in New Zealand, so Tasnik can't watch it.
Oh,
yeah, sorry,
yeah,
Tasnik.
baby. All right, cool.
He'll have to go get himself a VPN to go watch it.
Nice. So before we go any further, thank you all for being here. And if you're on the move, this show is now available as an audio podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Thank you to Salsa Ketchup. We'll put out a tweet or whatever. How long does it take to get? Does it usually go live after the show?
You know what? I forgot to start recording. Damn it! So we've missed the very beginning. But yeah, it takes a little while. It takes a few hours usually.
That's cool. We can just make one up afterwards or something. That's fine. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the amazing patrons of the channel and the channel members whose names are listed below. And if you're looking for ways to support this channel, please check the links in the description. And while you're there, please pop into the community Discord to meet lots of positive VR enthusiasts and join the various channels and discussions on any headset, arrange meetups. We support virtuality in its entirety, not just any particular headset. We're all about VR, that VR life. So let's dive in and talk about what you guys have been playing, and everyone in the chat, let's talk about what you've been playing. And thank you ever so much for the donation, Oculus Quest Fund, dude. Really appreciate that, man. Getting things started. Here we go. So let's go from what should we go? Left to right. Let's go with Salsa, man. What have you been playing this week, dude?
So I've been playing some Synth Riders.
Oh, love Synth Riders. Yeah.
Love the style of it. Looks really good. Music's different. I still think the motion in it is very similar to the motion that you make with
not audio.
The wave circle thing one.
Oh yeah.
The other. So they've got a very similar style in how that plays out. But I do like the visuals. The stage one, I think the one with the what do you call it?
You mean the one like Daft Punk, where you got the head and all that stuff, or what do you mean?
No, not that one. The one where you've got the two things, the Sphinx things facing each other. I really like that one because I was like, it's like Never-Ending Story, except for it's neon.
I just love it all, man. It's got that cyberpunk 80s neon vibe going on. That's what I like all about it. And
that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. What else you been doing, man?
I wanted to play a couple of other things, but I kind of got obsessed a little tiny bit with Pistol Whip.
Nice.
Of course. So I think we're going to talk about that. Also
Absolutely.
Step back into doing some racing with some other people in the 3D Guys Discord. So they had a bit of a race Saturday yesterday. So that's Project Cars 2.
Awesome.
Been playing some Assetto Corsa and checking out modding in Assetto Corsa. And, of course, so a couple of things there. 1111 is one that I downloaded and I will be playing before I go into surgery, which is like a 6th-off animation story thing. So it's okay.
What's it called?
1111.
Is that the one doing the rounds at the moment? Everyone's talking about the animation of the characters or something. I remember seeing something going on there. I think Zimtok.
No, that's a different one. That's the wolf one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Wolf something.
But
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got the. Did you get a BAFTA or?
I'm not sure, but I've heard it's supposed to be really amazing.
Yeah, it's free as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So on Oculus Store.
Nice, man. Nice. So, what about you then, Nat? What have you been doing this week?
Not too much. I have played Pistol Whip. I really wish my ribs had healed up a lot better than they have. I can just do about 50 minutes.
I just want to point out as well, Nat doesn't actually like rhythm games, but he says he's got this weird thing with Pistol Whip, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, obviously we'll get into it, but Pistol Whip exceeded my expectations. I do have 3 bugbears with it. We'll get into that when we talk about the game. But yeah, phenomenal. Is most probably now my number 1 VR game for the year. Because, like I say, I judge my top 10s on fun.
Yeah.
And even though, and to be honest, anyone that's watched my Let's Plays, firstly, let me apologise how bad I am. Because I suck. But I've had an absolute ton of fun with that game. I've also been playing Death Stranding as well. So
I'm actually really interested to hear your thoughts on that, but I guess we'll leave that till the end. Because I know I've got a really itchy nostril. I know I'm not going to have time to play that, even though if I didn't do this, I would have got it, no doubt. It would have been one of those things I would have used a rental service to play it because it's Hideo Kojima. Like, you can't really just...
Oh, and I forgot, I played a little bit earlier. I only played a little bit, wasn't able to stream it because it's a side quest game. Crisis VR Brigade or something.
Yeah, that is excellent.
I didn't know what... I actually had no idea. I couldn't get the game to work initially.
Right.
And then I deleted it and downloaded a new file off side quest.
Nice.
And that worked fine because initially it came up with like a controller and a move controller as an option.
Yeah, someone told me. I think the game thought it was on the PlayStation VR or something.
Yeah,
there was like an issue with it.
But yeah, again, I was a little bit surprised at how much like movement and stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to give that up after about 20 minutes. I was just like, my sides are really hurting. Sod this.
That is one of those games, like, you know, when you talk about games being like Time Crisis and stuff. That does actually feel like a Time Crisis kind of game to me, but it's so hard. It's so hard to get.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was getting killed left, right, and centre. I was just like, where am I getting shot from?
Yeah, I just remember firing it up, and I was like, stand up, bang, bang, shot, and I was like, hold on a minute, that doesn't usually happen to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty good at these games. What about you then, Lincoln? What have you been
up to? Excuse me. I played a little bit of the Beat Saber Rocket League DLC.
Nice.
I streamed it on Twitch. I thought it was a decent pack. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then I played Pistol Whip on both the Quest and the Oculus Rift. And I have to say, with the video I made, with me wearing the gangster suit, that I am the best looking man to ever play Pistol Whip.
Nice.
But the game's the game's a lot of fun. It really is. My hamstrings were sore after I got done playing the game from all the squatting and ducking that you have to do. But it is a lot of fun. And wow, I think I probably say in the 10 minutes that I made that video, I probably got more of a workout from Pistol Whip than maybe a half an hour or 45 minutes worth of Beat Saber. So it is definitely a great workout.
Right, okay, yeah, man. I've heard a lot of people saying they were aching, like their legs were aching and stuff from playing Pistol Whips. I didn't really get that, but I think that's because I'm always doing something on my with my body anyway in that way. I
think for me it was my back.
Yes, actually, yeah, I did have a bit of a sore back. Talking about it, I did have a bit of a sore back.
I think one of the other things for all of these type of active games is if you're taller, especially if you've got like a longer back or whatever, there needs to be a setting to say how far down you want to duck.
Do you mean like Yogi Bear? Because he had a really long back. That guy was like 3/4 torso.
Oh, but you really need to duck so low, and it's like all of these games, they've set the height at this very an average shorter person, and the amount you've got to move when you're taller can be a little bit jarring. Right. So, especially, I think that's going to be Nat's case as well with rib problems. That causes a big issue. I do think it's something that developers, if they're going to make a game that involves ducking, really need to be able to make something in there. Like they had in Silento, they had a thing where, you can duck down to do the slide.
Yeah.
The floor slide. They had a thing in there where you can set how far you have to duck.
Oh, nice.
Duck the count.
Yeah.
They really need to do something like that with some other games, just for people's physical fitness side of things to keep things sweet, because that really did cause me some back problems.
All right, cool, man. So let's give a shout out to the chat before I get into what I played. Oculus Quest Fun, how you doing, man? Hello, Shats. Nelson Manuel, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Oculus Quest Fun. Great Tangent. He said he heard the bell, and here I am. Thank you for clicking the bell. As you know, because I use Restream and stuff, setting up a live event is an absolute pain. So, yeah, it does rely on you guys hitting that bell and setting it to all. That'd be nice. JD Max, the sim racing cat. Nice, man. How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Nice. Salsa. We got Buck. Sharon Findlay, how are you? Thanks for joining, everyone. We've got Stephen. We've got Jeremy. Nice. Ready player. Hold the door. One person. Nice. Lord Necton. Oh, thanks, man. I understand.
Gaming Legends.
Robin Kester. Toxic Hybrid. Hello, Geezer. Nice. Lee Hancock's. Nice. He says, good evening. Can't wait for Friday in Stormland. Mate, I can't wait for Stormland. We're going to go through Log 3 trailer. I don't think I've downloaded it, but I intend to definitely put it on the show at some point, because I'm going to be live streaming it on the 13th. I can't wait. Who else have we got in there? I said hello to Lord Nectar. I'm not sure. I think I did. Said hello, Jeremy. Mick McLaughlin. How's it going, dude?
It's a Chopper's there. We've got to give him a shout out.
Oh, yeah.
He's a famous person.
He is now, isn't he? So you might as well tell him that, what happened, what you saw. Upload gave him a shout, didn't they?
Yeah, so I was looking on Upload VR, and they had a news story pop up about Beat Saber, because obviously last week it was teased that Beat Saber had something coming November the 7th, and literally Upload VR had a title saying, okay, the what's coming from Beat Saber is the Rocket League crossed with Monster Cat DLC pack. And while I was reading through the information, they gave a shout out that the person they got the information from was Get to the Chopper.
Our own Get to the Chopper. Nice.
Ooh.
Awesome,
so a good catch by him, and also I've got to give praise to Upload VR for actually, saying where they got the source from. So that was really, really cool, man.
Nice. Hello, Dark. Welcome back from holiday. Thank you for joining us, Robert Dodge. What's he? So let's. What's everyone? I think that's when everyone started saying what they've been playing. Where was we? He's been playing Planet Zoo, non-VR, and Asgard's Wrath. Nice. I'm just here for everyone to praise Reborn Samurai Awakens.
Secrets? How's it going? Hussein X?
Yeah, man. You won't see me playing that, unfortunately. I'm going to stay away from that game. I think they've emailed me quite a few times, and I won't be playing that. Honestly, and that's not. It's just I've got so much to go through and stuff. So, VR Bug, how's it going? Keith Hunt, nice guys. How are you? Bubble Vision Gaming. I hope we haven't missed anyone. DX Falcon, Hussein, yeah, we've already had. Thank you. Secrets of the Drunk Gamer, nice guys. Thank you for being here. So, this week, I actually made one of my favourite videos ever, and it was Synth Riders Cross Castlevania, because I love Castlevania. It's probably got the least views on ever one of my videos, but it was like my favourite video I've ever made, because it was something I imagined while playing Vampirevania and Synth Riders, and there was, the Netflix show from Castlevania. Did you ever watch that, any of you? It was absolutely.
I've watched the first series. I've got to go through the second.
Oh, the second's amazing. There's like a bit where they basically go and fight Dracula at the castle once it's like. Anyway, so I put little bits of the animated series in there, and it was one of those videos where I made it, and I thought, I'm really glad I can do this. Do you know what I mean? And what was really cool, I put it on Instagram, and the guy who made the song saw it. And he loved it, so that was really cool. Like, personally, I really loved that. Yeah, I played GTA 5 in VR. Apparently, it's very popular on Facebook. Done an Oculus Rift unboxing. Jesus, was that since the VR Link? Wow, that's crazy. Then we done what else did we do? Into the Radius VR. That didn't go too well. It was just 2 hours of walking around, really. Do you know what I mean? And it was a shame because
strange.
It was so exciting to get into because I loved is it like a chromatic
look? The beginning bit is kind of cool, and then it goes a bit odd, and then it had a bug. But I didn't play it recently, so they've taken the early access away from some people.
Yeah.
And they've added new people into the mix, so I don't have the latest build that you had.
Yeah, so basically they discontinued the one, and gave you a new one, sort of thing, via a key or whatever. And but I think it unlocked and updated. That was all it did. But it was actually I was really gutted because I was really excited to get into it, and it starts off very well. It's quite creepy. You're walking around in this. Well, it looks like the end of the world kind of thing, an apocalypse with this glowing radius sun thing, and you got the beeping monitor to go and find these artifacts. But dude, I could never find the second artifact, and when I did find loads of artifacts, none of them apparently were the one I needed to get. Every time I needed to go to sleep, the guy died. He didn't matter. Yeah, I mean, actually, one time he did go to sleep, and that was in a building, and it was fine. Apparently, these little things they have patched, so I might go back to it in a month or so.
Shout out to Shats.
Oh,
for the $5.
Yeah, man. Thank you ever so much for that, Shats. Cheers, dude. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for
also
your likes.
want to acknowledge Mick McLaughlin. He said he just picked up a Oculus Rift S headset and a new gaming PC. So congratulations on those.
Dude, nice. That's exciting, dude. Mate, welcome to the rabbit hole.
You got that right. I don't think you'll be disappointed with that Rift S. It is definitely the best bang for the buck.
Oh, for sure. I absolutely love it. It's so comfy. Then we checked out the Beat Saber, Rocket League, Monster Cat DLC, done that in mixed reality. And then we're going to talk about Pistol Whip, which is what I've played twice this week. It was Pistol Whip mixed reality and then Pistol Whip on the Oculus Quest. And I'm just going to dive straight in and just say I think the Quest version is exceptional in comparison to the PC VR. I think it's great. And I think you said, Lincoln, that basically if you bought it on a PC anyway, you get it on the Quest as well, so you could play it on the move.
You might want to. You might want to. Yeah, you do. I got an Oculus as well, and you might want to check out the leaderboard on there as well, GT, because there's one of those songs that I'm up higher than you.
You what?
I beat your score. No, in fact, it was actually Buck who beat your score because I was around there today. But
what's that? You was round Buck's house?
Yeah, I was around Buck's house so that I could try it out also on his PC with the Vive Pro,
right,
and the Knuckles controllers.
Yes. And how did that go?
It was really good, but I still think, for me, screen-wise, graphically it still looks the same.
Yeah,
it looks very, very similar, doesn't it?
On
both of them.
I think, and literally, funny enough, I was on another show yesterday doing a podcast with the guys from Red Dead Reality and VR 365. I hadn't used my Quest since I got the Rift S, so for 4 or 5 days I've solidly had the Rift S on, and the Quest for me has always been actually the best headset, as in quality wise. Actually, it was better than the Rift. I thought the resolution was higher, it looked nicer, better than the PSVR. And then when I got the Rift S on, I was like, all right, next level. This looks a lot more clearer now. And when I went back to the Quest, I was like, oh, the Quest has sort of took a little step back now. Do you know what I mean? The Rift S, in quality-wise, has taken over. And so when I played Pistol Whip, as I said, on PC, and then I played it on the Quest. On the Quest, I'd say you got a little bit of anti-aliasing, a few jaggies, but after a minute or so, you don't care about that stuff. It is identical gameplay, and I think the game actually makes really good use of the speakers in that straps. They're quite bassy and stuff. I think it's really good.
I do have to say that actually, from playing the CV1, playing it on the Vive Pro, and playing it on the Quest, the CV1 is not as sharp as the Quest because the resolution isn't as high as the Quest.
Yeah.
But there's more anti-aliasing and a little bit of detail, but it's not enough to make it really stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on the Quest, there is, if you look, foveated rendering.
Yeah.
That's the deal that you're getting on the Quest. There's a bit of foveated rendering. And then, obviously, on the Vive Pro, it's like crystal clear sharpness across the board. But it's not huge differences, which is amazing for a PC versus a mobile title.
Absolutely. The Quest is a magical device, no doubt.
I would have to agree. I barely noticed the difference. I kind of didn't really notice the difference because I tried it on the Quest first, and then I tried it on the Rift when I made the video. And I guess I really didn't. I wasn't looking that tough, but I really didn't notice that much of a difference. But I think Pistol Whip and Super Hot are probably the only games. And whenever I get around to get Beat Saber, those will probably be the only games that I want to play on the Quest rather than the Rift.
Yeah, that included Synth Riders for me. Like, I love playing it in mixed reality. That's the reason I go to my Rift all the time now. Like, but and I always check my games. I play it on the Quest and I play it on the Rift, and I think the gameplay is identical. A few effects here and there are missing, but I'm happy to go play it on the Rift S and go, guys, it's the same game. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same thing. And that's all credit to Quest, really, isn't it? To say you're not missing anything. You're not. It's amazing. Like I really hope Pistol Whipped does really well, because I know there was a little bit of controversy, or I'd say controversy, a bit of drama, I guess, when it comes to the price of it. People not happy and stuff, and they're not really getting the game because it's obviously it's a rhythm shooter. But it's kind of a rhythm shooter that gives you the option to just be a shooter as well. So now let's talk about your experiences with it, because obviously, as I said earlier, I still remember the days of our little VR round table when I mentioned that Beat Saber was going to be a massive game. You was like, I don't want to play it. I don't care. Rhythm. I don't want. And I was just like,
I'm not a rhythm guy. I've said many times, look, I wish I was. I wish I was, halfway competent at rhythm games, because I'd have loved to have brought the Persona 3 and 5 pack that they brought out, because I'm a huge fan of Persona. So I was kind of coming at this a different point of view. I knew there was rhythm elements and I knew that they were important, but it was more the shooting element. I kind of looked at it as a bit like Super Hot, but on acid. That's the kind of viewpoint I was going in from.
Coffee.
Like I said, when you were asking about what we've been playing, to me now, that's in the 2 sessions that I've had, and they've lasted about 50 minutes each. I've had a ton of fun, even though I was failing over and over and over again. Didn't bother me. There's something about that game where it's just like, oh, I just missed, but I know I can get it right next time. Yeah. And you might actually die earlier than the previous one, or you might get a little bit further. And there's that one. That's that one more go. Yeah. I know I can do. I can do better. I know I can get further. So there's that to it. Also, what I didn't know after I played it my first time, again, I was reading something on Upload VR, and it's like, oh, there's all these modifiers, and I was like, I didn't see that, and just read a little bit further. And it's like, yeah, if you just look to your left-hand side, there's a modifier section. So my second Let's Play that I've put up is me dual wielding.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I actually think it's harder dual wielding than it is with a single gun.
Yes, agreed. I actually find that, yeah.
But it was still a ton of fun. There was loads of times where I was just shooting blind, just bang, bang, so my head was turning because I was trying to avoid bullets and stuff. So like I say, the only reason I haven't played it a lot more, like I say, is it just outplays havoc with my ribs at the end of like 50 minutes, apart from, other bits of my body hurting. It was, my ribs were just caning. It was just like, I'm having trouble breathing. I've got to stop now. Now, I do have 3 bugbears with the game.
Right.
I haven't got a problem with the price, but it did launch with only 10 tracks, which, when you compare it to the amount of tracks that other rhythm games, etc., have got, does seem a little bit stingy. But I've got to admit, the tracks are really, really good. The second bugbear I have to it, and this might just be exclusive to me, but it doesn't have what I would consider vital or comprehensive tutorial. So it gives you the basics, which is fine, but it doesn't give you a tutorial to explain how you get high scores. So you're kind of left, either searching. And a game like that, I think there should be a tutorial to show this is how you get a high score. So if it's all to do with lining it up to the beats, it should show you this is how you get a high score. And then you can decide if if you're like me, you just want to shoot people, or if you do want to get to those super high scores. And the third one is I don't think they're very clear. And again, this kind of goes back to my first point. They haven't been very clear that the content, they've confirmed that there is going to be content, but they haven't really sort of like clarified if any of it's going to be free, if any of it's going to be paid DLC. Kind of like what Beat Saber. I think if they use a Beat Saber analogy, if they do sort of like free content, but they also then offer paid DLC, that would be cool. I think, and I don't know if it'll be able to be happening because obviously copyright's a big issue. If they can get own track stuff in there, that would literally blow it away. Because as you said, I did and again, thank you to you guys and thank you to everyone that's watched my video of my matchup between Pistol Whip and Devo. I just did that because that was the one thing that suddenly popped in my mind. That song by Devo, I was just like, oh man, this would be so cool in Pistol Whip. So I don't know if there's stuff that they're going to be able to do. That, like I say, I know copyright is a major issue. Obviously, as you said, Synth Riders has got a ton of content. They've made it very easy to get content in. That game, Beat Saber have had to literally pull back on that big time. And the people that were doing the Beat Saber content have actually closed down. I think a second company's come out now to do it.
Right.
But there's always going to be that issue with copyright. So hopefully maybe Cloudhead Games can come to some sort of deal with Spotify or something.
Buck was just saying that you can already add custom tracks in Pistol Whip.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm definitely curious about that.
Yeah, I heard about that about a couple of hours ago, but I haven't really looked into it or how to do it yet. So, yeah, are they mapped though? I mean, are you adding songs and are they mapped? Because at certain elements of the game, people are appearing at certain times that make sense with the song. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen some people do videos on there, because every song obviously shows what BPM it is. All you got to do is type songs that are a certain BPM, chuck it over the video. I think someone done like Shrek the other day or something over the top of it. It was quite funny, but to me in my head I was like, well, this doesn't go together at all, really. But I can see it can be funny. I get that. Do you know what I mean? What was the other thing? So South's come across being able to use the haptic feedback to keep timing.
The haptics, yes. A lot of people, I didn't think that because a lot of people going, oh, it's not really a rhythm game, but there is a haptics menu. And in there, it has a metronome because a lot of people sort of like, well, how do we know about the beat in that? Well, you go into the haptics menu, turn up the metronome, and it will use the haptic feedback through your controllers to tell you what the rhythm is. Obviously, the higher the setting, the more powerful the haptic.
Yeah.
And that will give you a bit of a clue into the where the rhythms are. But interestingly, for some people, like Buck there, it will throw you off. Some people, it will be good and sink you more into it. Other people, it may throw off. Whoa, Robin!
Bloody hell, Robin.
Robin! Merry Christmas.
Damn.
Oh man, when she does that, I get a bit funny. Oh, dude, what is it?
Going weak at the knees.
Thank you very much, Robin, for all your support, continued support. She's like, I don't know, she's amazing on this channel, man. Absolutely amazing. And I don't just mean with that, she's like on every video.
Real money, but I got sticky pads to try to make it rain.
I've got like a sweetie wrapper my little girl's lifting here. Hey, do you know what I mean? So thank you ever so much. Thank you to everyone who donates, man. I'm so appreciative. Thank you for the support, honestly. Mixed Reality happened this week because of donations. It really helps out because actually I've been sort of not doing some overtime recently to do more on the channel, so it's kind of nice to be able to sort of balance out stuff a little bit. What I was going to say anyway, so we've done the haptic thing. Also, if you're on the Oculus Quest, there's an update coming soon about your gun configurations not saving. you need to click the 3 dots on the Oculus Quest menu, go to permissions, and then you can save it to storage. That's all you need to do is turn on storage.
That's the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the other thing you need to do. Otherwise, when you go back in there, all the configurations you've made won't be there. So just a little tip, yeah. The 3 dots on the game before you start it, go to permissions and turn on storage. Cool. Who else have we got in the chat at the moment? Who have I missed so far? Lee Hancock's, how's it going, guys? You all right? Let's have a look on the chat. Buck says he loves Audica. We are going to step into Audica in a second, start talking about gaming legends. Durban Brown, Void Cat, Poonanas. Hello, mate. How you doing? Have I missed anyone else? Thank you to everyone watching. Really appreciate it. Hello, Mike. How's it going? Nice.
DX Falcon.
DX Falcon, yeah. Daniel, yeah. Nice. Kev Gret.
Lord Decton.
Nice, guys. Nice.
Yeah,
so,
Bug, DX Falcon.
Where are we on the list? So, Pistol Whip. What do we reckon? Buy? Is it a certified buy?
Yes.
Okay.
For me,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I will put a caveat to this though, because there are people out there who it won't be for, and that is people that really don't get the music side of it. If you're completely not into that music and whatever, then it may be a turn off for you. And there are some people out there that have gone, yeah, it's not me, In which case,
I think you can play that game without the
I do,
music.
but there are people who have literally come down and gone, no, I wanted a refund.
Yeah.
So, there are some people out there who it just won't go to. But for the majority, I think, yeah.
When
because it makes you feel badass.
Okay, sorry about that. When I first picked up Beat Saber, the songs that originally came with the game, I think I only liked 3 or 4 of them. But over time, as they kept adding, content, I would probably say for every 5 songs that they add to Beat Saber, I might like 2 of them. But there isn't any song on there where I'm thinking this is absolute trash. I just don't like this. No, I'm good with all the music, and I'm sure that Pistol Whip's going to be the same way as they keep adding different varieties of music. There's going to be something for everybody.
Well, I'm considering buying it on PlayStation VR when it comes to PlayStation VR, and I rarely double dip on a game. I double dipped on Super Hot because that has a certain je ne sais quoi to me. And I would again, to be honest, as long as the price isn't gouging, like if they keep it below 20 quid on PlayStation VR, I will double dip for Pistol Whip on PlayStation VR as well.
Yeah.
Because and to be honest, as well as Oculus Quest is selling, that game would suit PlayStation VR. That is a game where the Move controllers will not be a detriment to that game. They'll only be a positive to the game, and even the headset, the visuals in the headset, I don't think would be hurt by it. So I'm not a rhythm guy game. It's my number 1 VR game so far this year, and that's only me playing 2 hours of it.
That's amazing.
It just has that one more vibe. I can get a bit further when you get thing, you're just like, I didn't see that guy on my left or something like that. And there's also that, as Salsa was saying, there's that cool badass thing.
Yeah, you
the
feel
amount
cool
of times
playing
where
it.
I've actually turned around, like when I was dual wielding, there was a bit where literally I put the guns underneath both my arms across and just shot the guns. Because I knew there was 2 people then. I was just like, this is going to be badass.
I don't think I've played a game, I think Super Hot, that made me feel so cool. I know it sounds cheap. Do you know what I mean? Like you feel...
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Well, Super Hot's a Matrix simulator. And Pistol Whip is a John Wick simulator. It's as simple as that, really.
With Pistol Whip, I have a bad habit of trying to shoot the enemies the minute I see them. I'm trying to get to discipline myself to let one of them come close enough for me to pistol whip them, because that's the best part of the game.
It's one of those things about the mechanics. We should really talk about the mechanics.
The scoring system. The scoring system, more specifically, Has anyone got the notes that come about? Because as far as go on, I mean, if you understand it, Sal, so you can tell everyone what it is. I've got a rough idea.
I haven't got all of the notes in detail, because they are quite detailed, and you probably need to be some musical genius to actually to read the background on them. but basically you have on the beat.
Oh.
You have each of the different 16ths of the beats and the stuff like that.
I was going to say what great sounds you just put Equilibrium. It does remind me of that as well. Equilibrium, yeah.
Yeah, the Christian Bale film.
Yeah, that's a good analogy as well.
Yeah.
You've got the rhythm element of it. So you can shoot a person, and you can get them. There's a point where you get 100 points. If you hit the beat, you get 100 points, and another bit where you get another 100, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got the multiplier on top of that as well, and then you've got a certain percentage if you get either side of the beat in a certain millisecond. It's like 100 milliseconds either side of the beat, so you get to, like, instead of 100 points, you get 75.
It's different between the main beat and the off beats and the quarter beats or the 16 beats.
I did not realise how much was going into this, and I don't know if they celebrate headshots. Because when I played Deadeye mode, I was going for headshots, thinking it gave me the same points, but it didn't matter where I shot them. If as long as it was in time, I was getting, and multiplier, I was getting the same score. So
I think there was a thing there that was going go for the body, but the other important one is the pistol whip. The pistol whip is a guarantee of the highest point score. It also gives you your shields back, and it auto reloads. So if you leave a player out and you pistol whip them, you're getting the best score, you're getting your health back if you need it, and you've got bullets in your gun.
Savage. Like, just hearing what he's talking about makes it sound excellent, and it is excellent. And I'm sure when it comes to PlayStation VR, I don't think it matters what format it's going to be on, because Super Hot was amazing on PlayStation VR. I think it's going to work extremely well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no headshots, but being on target. So if you do actually hit their body anywhere, so it's basically 100 for your precision, probably, and then 100 for the rhythm.
Nice. Okay.
You know, one of the old-fashioned ways I did to try to shoot the enemies on beat was I was dancing as I was playing the game, because I didn't know where to go into the settings to find this meter that you're talking about. So I was just dancing as I was playing the game, was trying to shoot them on beat that way.
I'm dancing. I find it really tough. If I dance, I actually lose. If I start dancing, I kind of lose what I'm doing in a way, because I'm not then concentrating. Maybe my brain can only do like two things at once. I don't know. But yeah, if I start.
Beat Saber, I let the music flow through me, and I just dance as I'm chopping the cues.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I have better success playing Beat Saber if I'm dancing as I'm chopping the blocks. Hey, Titanfall Princess, how's it going?
Hey, thank you for joining. Nice. So let's get on with I'll say VR news, but it's just stuff to talk about. We've got announced I Expected to Die Operation Death Engine, which is the 3 DLC coming from Shell Games. What was that amazing game we played recently, Salsa, on PC, and maybe you did as well, Lincoln? Until You Fall. That's from Shell Games.
Oh, that's a good game.
That is a very good game.
I did not play it, but I was curious about it, but Asgard's Wrath superseded it.
All right, man. So we're just going to cut over to the trailer quickly, full screen, and then we'll see you in a second.
For this mission, we're sending you, well, far away.
Death engine activation in 30 seconds.
We're not quite sure what to expect up there, so we advise you to proceed with extreme caution. Whatever you face up there, Agent, you must destroy the Death engine at all costs.
Wow.
I've got it for PlayStation VR.
I didn't realise it was coming that soon. I think it just said November 19th.
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Like this has been a bloody busy month, hasn't it? Really. Like November looks like the VR month. Do you know what I mean?
Is this game on the Quest?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about downgrading graphics?
I haven't played it, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought it. I don't think it would be bad because it has a certain aesthetic art style. which I think would suit the Quest actually.
I also want to say, I think most games from the PlayStation VRs of the Quest are pretty similar. Like there's a little, as you said, like a little drop in, maybe a few details here and there, but they tend to play very well. So, I mean, I think it's a brilliant game. I expect it to die. I love it.
Okay, put it on my list.
Yeah, man. I can't remember if the last DLC was paid for.
No, all the DLC. This is the third pack of DLC that they've brought out, or third mission.
Yeah.
So, but all the DLC has been absolutely free. So Shell Games deserve a ton of credit, because you can quite easily pay for it. You don't have to charge a lot, but they could sort of say, "Oh, well, we'll charge £2 for it," and they've like, no, we've given the game. I think that was for a lot of people that was the biggest complaint when the game originally came out. It's like, it's really cool, I love it, but there isn't enough missions. It's like, well, you've got all these other missions that they've given you. It'll be 3 missions now. That is the end. This is the final one, but they are teasing that there might be a sequel in the works. Obviously, the game that you was talking about that is on PC, is it Until You Fall? Yeah, they've got to get that finished. I believe that's an early access title at the moment on PC.
So good.
So they need to finish that, and then I'm sure they'll get on to bringing out a second one, because I mean it's got that it's got that perfect James Bond 60s vibe to it.
Yeah.
Spy vibes.
It's like an escape room game, isn't it? That's what it's like, isn't it? Kind of thing. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I always thought when I was playing that game, and I've said it many times, is it just makes me want a Spy v Spy VR game. I think a Spy v Spy VR game would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Make it cross compatible. That you got one spy who's got to set up traps and stuff. Because I spent hours and hours around a friend's playing Spy v Spy on his ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
For years.
I remember it, dude. I do remember it.
That was brilliant. But yeah, so kudos to Shell Games, and I'm looking forward to jumping into that DLC on PlayStation VR.
Excellent. And it sounds like Lincoln's going to be picking it up. What about you, Salsa? What's your thing with I Expect You to Die?
I haven't. It's one of those games, I've said it before, actually. I wasn't able to play it because basically the amount of room that gets taken up with some games is a little bit too much for me. And I Expect You to Die is one of those games where you'd be reaching out for something and I will fall short.
Okay.
So I don't have enough room to play it.
Oh, right. I never really
It's something I was going to go back to about Pistol Whip, is that on the PC side, I'm definitely not going to be able to play every level of Pistol Whip in my play space.
You got to go in the garden. Or something.
Yeah, you got to go in the garden.
Down in the main shopping centre. That's what you got to do. You get in the middle of the shopping centre and start playing Pistol Whip. There'd be heaps of bodies all around you where you're like punching them around the face. That'd be great. What's this guy doing? Oh, look. You know what I mean?
It's literally that there is a great deal of movement there, because some of the walls and barriers in some of the stages, which they call scenes in Pistol Whip,
they do, yeah.
You have to move way over, and I'm like, if I take one step to my right, I've got a wall. If I take another step to my left, I've got a wardrobe and a chair. So, it's
shirts,
like
the VR link, Lincoln.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always.
It's in the wash. The dog ate
it. In the wash.
Sorry,
cover yourself up, man.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
terribly sorry.
What sort of show is this?
I'll have it on. I'll make sure I'll get it on here.
So anyway, talking about what sort of show this is. Next up, we've got Mini Motor Racing from the Binary Mill, which brought us Rush VR. And what was the other one they did that was pretty good?
Gun Club VR.
Gun Club, yeah, like that went crazy on the Quest. People are asking for that all the time. The only thing is, right, this video, because I can't find an official video or trailer, I've ripped it from Twitter. So this should show up, but it's going to sort of cover up me and Salsa, I think, and that's about it. But we can start talking about it afterwards. Well, you two guys can
so little. The cars look so tiny.
Reminds me of Micro Machines.
It does, yeah. So let's talk
does.
about the screenshots that we've seen of this game. What is? Oh, first, anytime I see a game like this, it reminds me of skid marks. Do you remember that on like the Amiga or something? No. Skid marks.
Micro Machines is my first one about sort of like small cars that I grew up with.
Yeah, we used to trade them at school, like Micro Machines. We used to do swapses and stuff, and pretty much all mine were like low level, and I'd have to get rid of loads of low levels to get like a good one, because anyway. So talking about screenshots, we was talking about this. Obviously, looks like a top-down racer, but there were certain screen captures that looked like he was also behind the wheel.
Yeah, this was gaming though, but you're behind the wheel, but you still have that island in front of you.
Right.
So I kind of feel like the sort of like.
Do you know like when you go to like a theme park and you've got the steering wheel and the gear stick here, and you're playing with the boats? You mean like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No worries.
So it's like 3D things like that. I mean, obviously, the comparison needs to be made between this and say Tiny Tracks. Thank you, Steve, for the $2.
Oh,
that's really
lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Says
man.
You
thank
all
you.
rock. Thanks for all you do for the VR community. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate that.
Listen, as I said before, without the VR community being here, do you know what I mean? We're very fortunate, and it is hard work and stuff, but it's great. It pays off when everyone comes in and they're all chatting, and do you know what I mean? It feels welcoming. Do you know what I mean? And we're very grateful. So thank you ever so much for that. Thank you. Sorry, Salsa. I've got you.
No. It's definitely a good thing to say about. I mean, it helps channels survive and stuff like that. So it really is appreciated.
Yeah, and remember to subscribe to these guys as well. Because I know you're all here for this show, but they're all good guys. They're all doing their thing all through the week. And if you haven't got links to their channels, feel free to chuck them in the chat now or whatever. But afterwards, I'll always put them in the description, and you can check them out. But this is another game. Is this coming to anything else but PlayStation? Is it coming out?
No, it's exclusive.
It's only been noted as PlayStation.
Okay.
It used to actually be a a mobile game and stuff like that. So flat type game. The other thing that I've seen is not just behind the wheel like that, but I think we saw it there where you've got like an RC controller in your hand. And you do like that style of RC controller.
That's interesting.
So that would work quite well, I think, with your wands, because you can hold one in one hand like it's the controller that you're holding, and the other you could just go like that to steer the car, which may sound weird when you're trying to describe it, but if you've ever raced around with an RC car, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Is this game going to be multiplayer?
It's 4-player multiplayer online. It's got co-op couch. It's both VR and non-VR compatible. It looks like they're kind of going all out. It's definitely looks like it could be a lot of fun. And also, the online multiplayer to me would maybe be the bit where it would be like, that would be the clincher for me. Because these sort of games do require, I think, kind of live and die by their online multiplayer. It's like Mario Kart without...
Absolutely. What was the game? We've already had a game like this on PSVR, and I really like it, and I can't remember the name of it, and it is very similar.
Oh, I know, Tiny Tracks.
Tiny Tracks, yeah.
I didn't get on with that because I thought it was going to be Scalextrics in VR, and it wasn't. That's from what I saw with all the trailers and everything. It was just like, I think this is Scalextrics, and when I finally played it, it was just like, no, there's something off. I think it was because of my expectations of the game. That's why I didn't go on with it. I didn't knock the game. I was like, listen, if this is something you like the look of, it's actually really, really good. It looks amazing, like the bit where you could
good. Put your face in the water.
Yeah, exactly. You could put your face in the water and follow the car around. So it was really cool. So. Because maybe I'm not expecting that, so my expectations were a little bit different. Maybe I'll enjoy it a lot more. But I remember Tiny Tracks. I brought that, and I was just like, not for me.
Yeah, me and God Cannon done a stream on that, dude, and I did not really I wasn't expecting for it to be as much fun as it was, and it was one of those games where I feel like I hope everyone has checked it out at some point on PSVR because it is a very good, good game. So let's.
One of my first formal reviews was of that game, and I was playing it with PSVR World.
Oh, nice, Chris.
Yeah. That is, it's a good game, but this one is totally different. It's not like that.
No.
So, different one to check out. But looks-wise, they really do look similar.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you ever so much, Gaming Legends, for your donation. Cheers, man. Thank you ever so much. Big thumbs up to you as well. Thank you for being here, dude. Thank you very much. So let's dive into a conversation about Audica. I've only played this personally on PC VR. I haven't had time this week because new games are coming out. But I'm hearing the feedback is very positive, but on the gameplay. But I'm also hearing something from Nat about the pricing. So as I said, I think my head's been in the sand this week, just because of doing stuff. But let's talk about Audica then. Should we talk about the game itself first?
Well, let's get the pricing out of the way, and then we can talk about the positive side. Let's get the bit that's thing.
Whether you want to walk in the door or not. Just looking, at the moment, we're just looking at the door. Right.
So you're quite right, GT, that Audica's getting really good reviews. It's got a ton of songs, which is really cool. Now, I've done videos in the past about Europe getting price gouged and being screwed over many times, and unfortunately Audica's done it again. Now I think they've made a mistake, but they need to rectify this quickly, because the game came out on it was meant to come out on Tuesday. It didn't come out till Thursday on the PlayStation Store in Europe. It came out on the Tuesday in America, so that was the thing. So this is the pricing, and you'll see what I mean by that price gouginess. Audica, the game, is £25. In America, it's $30. No problems there. That's fine. Audica songs, if you want to buy the songs separately, you can buy the songs separately. They're £1.69 here in the UK. They're $2 in America. Again, no problems there. DLC Pack 01, £7.39 over here. In America, $8.49. Again, no real issues there. Audica with the DLC Pack 1 in America is $34.99. Here in the UK, they want £49.99.
So let me just get this straight as well. So they've launched the game in a way not complete. They've launched it with DLC from day one.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit strange to me anyway. Like, you know, so the additional 4 songs, is that the DLC or is that not?
No, there's 4 songs that are exclusive to PlayStation VR.
That's already packed in there though for the price.
That's already packed into the game.
And how many songs do you get for the DLC? Do we know? Or?
I believe there's 6 songs.
Okay. So how much is it for the game and the DLC?
Right. So if you go for the pack, in America, it'll cost you $35.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quite expensive, isn't it? To me, I think.
Well, it's $30 for the game, so you're paying $5. You're actually saving $3.49 by buying the 2 together.
Okay.
But as I said, in the UK, if you buy the Audica and DLC packs, so if you don't actually look into the game itself, and you just sort of say, okay, I've got Audica and I've got Audica and the DLC pack, you will pay £49.99. It's actually cheaper by a long shot to buy Audica and then go and buy the DLC pack separately, because the DLC pack is £7.39. So they're actually charging you, what, £23 more to buy it together.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And on top of that, the season pass, again in America, so they're going to keep doing DLC. Again, I don't have a problem with that. America, it's $19.99. In the UK, it's £28.99. Remember, I've been saying the prices for the UK, it's been like $5, $1 difference. You know, it's always lower on the UK side, because the UK actually hasn't got a thing. This is the first time I've ever seen them where they've just skyrocketed. I think it's a mistake by Harmonix, but to be honest, it's now 4 days later. It's honestly disgraceful, and I don't know who to blame, whether it's Sony, Harmonix, but someone needs to be held accountable. Now, don't get me wrong, the game is meant to be brilliant, but maybe if you live in the UK and Europe, you are looking for these packs, just please don't buy them. Or if you have brought the season pass, if you have brought that $49.99 bundle, please contact Sony, because I'd actually like to find out if Sony will admit a mistake and refund people money.
It's got to be a mistake
It has to be.
Yeah. It should. If you don't even understand, like, the dollar isn't worth as much as the pound, so therefore if a game's in dollars, it just in numbers wise, it should look a little bit less in the UK. So it just doesn't make sense. But then, do you know, I say that sometimes I see some things lately where we match the dollar. You know what I mean? That happens quite often, doesn't it? A game is $24.99 and it's $24.99 in pounds sometimes. So
the Oculus store, it's the same all the time.
And Reggie Strange,
dollars and pounds is always the same.
Yeah, and Reggie Strange just jumped in. He said it's easy to make a mistake when setting your EU pricing. There's several steps in doing it, and I almost screwed it up when setting D-Day DLC this past week. Several calculations you have to do. So yeah, I mean, but as Nat said, it sounds like it's gone on for a while. We can't be the first people to be picking this up, but then I don't know how many people check out other stores. On my PlayStation, I've got an account for every single region. So because sometimes there's free stuff on other stores, or it might be a little bit cheaper, or so there's all those little things. But in general, though, people, does everyone like this game? Is everyone happy with it? Because I'll give you my feedback quickly. I played it, I enjoyed it, and then I forgot about it pretty quickly. And when I look at Synth Riders, 31 songs, and I think that game is £15.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's £15. It's, it might even be a little.
£12.99.
How much?
£12.99.
£12.99. Like,
yeah, let me look this up.
The thing is, I know, and I know that PlayStation VR hasn't got. I don't think Synth Riders is on there yet.
So that's only £10 more than what Buck just gave us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cheers for that, Buck.
Thank you, Buck. I hope he's still in here now. Thank you ever so much for the donation, dude. And check him out as well. He does some great content as well.
He says to smash that like button and laters. So yeah, thanks to him, and thanks for having him host me and show me some of his setup earlier today.
Yeah, because he does a bit of mixed reality as well.
Yeah, he does.
So the one thing I will say about Audica is the music lineup for it is brilliant. I really enjoyed the music in it. It gave me such a rush playing it. But yeah, for some reason, I just never really went back to it. And it wasn't because it was bad. I just never went back to it. I can't explain it. Like, as Synth Riders, I keep playing it in my own time. If I've got 10 minutes, I slap the quest on, bosh, I'm having a quick go, and I'm out again. I can't explain it personally, but...
I think Audica, it's a totally different thing. It's like all of the rhythm games that come out lately have their own particular thing. And Audica is really quite hardcore when it comes to the rhythm aspect of shooting and stuff. There's some coordination there that I don't always kind of get.
Well, it's harmonics, isn't it? So...
sorry, yeah. It's really, really quite difficult in places. So it really does depend on what type of rhythm games you're looking for, what you enjoy. Because each single one of them, or groups of them, have a slightly different mechanic.
Yeah.
I just want to say in the chat, Strict Afid has just asked, is there any news on Pavlov VR? Depends which one you're talking about, whether it's the PC version or the Quest version. Quest version is due, I believe, mid-December. It's light. It's going to be free to play. If you're talking about the PC version, I don't know if it's already had an update or it's just got an update coming. It's meant to have added zombies and few other...
It's done it, man.
It's already done, is it?
It's done it, yeah.
I think Pavlov is definitely going to be a much smaller version than what it is on PC when it comes to Quest. But I finally actually got the side quest version,
nice.
The one that got the side quest to actually load up. I could never get out the damn shooting range before. So where it puts you against bots and stuff.
Yeah.
And it actually works really well. I think the one thing that they have managed to absolutely nail, and was one of my many complaints about Warzone, is the sound of footsteps you can actually tell in the quest where the footsteps are coming from.
Yeah.
So if somebody's coming around the corner, you can bring your gun up straight away. The only thing I've kind of had an issue with when I was playing Pavlov is obviously on PlayStation VR, I'm used to the aim controller for, a big gun, and I ain't got that on the Quest. So holding it with one controller and holding it with another controller is really, really weird to me. So I'm going to be playing that because obviously it's free to play and everything. But if you wish to get some very easy kills, just look for the game that I'm in. You'll find me. You'll kill me quite easily. And I'll just be cursing.
Do you know what? I was like all about Pavlov, and then I played Contractors on the Quest the other week, and that was really good. Like, that was really good, and I hope that people are looking forward to that or they want to check it out. The developer was quite more than happy if you got a Quest to put out keys for you to try it out. So, definitely check it out. Give them some support. You can jump into Discord and stuff. Because these developers are out there to, well, as we know at the moment, VR is lovely, isn't it? Like, developers are in contact with communities because they want to bring you the game that you want to play. So, just quickly jump to the chat again quickly. Nicholas Rogers, how's it going? Hopefully that answered your question, Strict. Hello, Rocket Tommy, how's it going? Hopefully that just answered your question about the Audica music. Mike Kelly, GT, you totally told me on Synth Riders. It took a sec. So, funny enough with Synth Riders, right? I played it for 10 minutes and I was a bit like, I don't know, man, like audio trips seem to give me a little bit more of a thing. And then I went through so basically then I thought, right, I've got to stream it tomorrow night. I'll go through the song list. And I then spent 2 hours plus playing because I was like, this song's fantastic. This is like some of the soundtrack for, like, I sort of remember when I was a kid, or there's like songs in there that sound like anime songs, or like there's songs that sound like Transformers soundtrack music. It's very good. As I said, I've got it on my phone and I've listened to it in my car in the gym, which is, I've never done that before. It's crazy. Great Tangent says, Auto Mode Blister is coming next month. A new PCVR sim racer. Man, I need to get a Rift S. Money hates me these days.
You won't regret that Rift S though.
No, I don't at all. Spray and Gore, Battles Over the PCs on sale on Steam. Thank you very much for that. Cheers for the information. VR Realm, how's it going? Oh, nice, okay. Right, excellent stuff. So, where are we next? We are quickly just going to talk about, and I don't know much about this apart from a little bit of a headline I read, that Sean Layden, this is about PlayStation obviously, Sean Layden has left the company for undisclosed reasons. His departure was followed mere days after reports by PlayStation Europe's arm was hit by a round of layoffs. Today, Sony announced that Guerrilla Games boss Herman Holst is the new head of the Worldwide Studios, and apparently there's an article with an interview and from GamesIndustry.biz, and it says he's confirmed that they are committed to virtual reality, because I think what happened there was when Sean Layden went, I think a lot of people looked at Sean Layden as like the guy who pushed virtual reality onto the platform, sort of thing, or has carried it and kept it going. Well, I'm just saying, like, I've heard people say it, like, PlayStation VR wouldn't be where it is because if it wasn't for him. So yeah, like, talk about it, guys. I don't know much about it, to be honest.
Well, the quote you've got is from the CEO of PlayStation, Jim Ryan, where he said, they're committed to PlayStation VR, and they've kind of made that point by making sure that the PlayStation 5 is going to be PlayStation VR backwards compatible. That's really, really important.
Yeah. This
change I'm really excited about. Not specifically Herman Holst going to being the head of the 14 worldwide studios. I mean, that's cool. It's going to be an interesting one. Actually, the thing I'm interested in is the former head of worldwide studios, Shuhei Yoshida, now actually being the head of a brand new initiative within Sony with independent developers. If you remember when the PS4 came out, they really hit independent developers hard. Now, the reason why I'm excited for it in terms of VR for PlayStation VR is look at who's making the games for PlayStation VR. There's a few studios, maybe internal, but the majority of the games that we're getting are coming from independent developers. Shuhei Yoshida has been one of the biggest supporters of VR in general, and specifically PlayStation VR. So I think this only bodes well moving forward, that these independent developers that are coming up with some crazy cool ideas, like you said about synth riders and sort of like Reggie Strange with Strange Game Studios and Honor and Duty D-Day with some of the crazy things he did in that game, where we were being told they couldn't be done. We couldn't have this amount of players. We couldn't we couldn't have more than one type of controller and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, I guess what? I'm going to try it, and I might fail, but I might actually pull it off, and they've pulled it off. So I'm really excited for how this affects VR moving forward. I know people want bigger and bigger games, and to be honest, if you think Insomniac are not going to want to make a VR game now that they're owned by Sony, you're nuts.
And I'm hoping, to add to what you just said, 7 Degrees, I'm hoping that means that with Shohei Yoshida overseeing these indie studios, I'm hoping that means that if any of these studios are having trouble optimizing a game, or they hit a bump in the road, then he can send people out there to help them.
Do you think Insomniac are going to wait for PS5?
Yes.
I don't think they're going to bring anything out this generation, personally. That's
what
I
agree.
Yeah. I think
the question with Insomniac for me is, are they going to be able to work on a project simultaneously while they are, presumably working on the next Spider-Man game?
Yeah.
Well,
or are we going to have to wait, 3-4 years or something until after they get done with the next Spider-Man?
They have had multiple projects going in the past, so I don't see that as an issue so much there, because I don't see that as an issue for them in those terms, because they have had juggled 3 or 4 projects at the same time. Or known to juggle 3 or 4 projects at the same time anyway, so I don't know how big the
studio is either.
It's a big studio.
It's a big operation,
and it's gonna get bigger with the acquisition by Sony. So it's.
But either way, going back to the whole thing, I didn't have a question about PlayStation VR. I know it's coming about at the moment because people are seeing titles seem to have slowed down a bit, and I think also because big titles have come elsewhere, some PlayStation VR owners are thinking like, well, where's this happening? What's happening here? And I get that. For me personally, on PlayStation VR, I'm looking for Sniper Elite. I think everyone's sort of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And Iron Man VR, like they're the two that I can think of. Massive games. I'm obviously looking forward to Golem. I think that's been. I think everyone's interested in Golem because it's like. The most historic PlayStation VR game going, which we are going to talk about in a second. Yeah,
it is the Moby of PSVR games, isn't it?
It is, dude. It is. So let's quickly jump into a game that was announced. So, and I'm going in like Boneworks, basically. And I don't know if any of you guys know about Boneworks. I'm sure you do.
Yep.
It finally got a release date, which is pretty cool. And I think it was December 10th, coming for all PC VR headsets. To me, this has lots of Half-Life 2 vibes going on. And the level of interaction in this game is what is the big deal. That it's next level. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been so excited about walking into a toilet in VR and the hand dryer works. Do you know what I mean? Or the taps work. And then when you see Boneworks, it's like, it's just that next level of immersion. And while I'm here,
it's a world that works. It's a VR world that works.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive to see as a tech demo alone. Kind of like Half-Life 2 was back in the day because of the gravity gun, because of the effects on show. I remember seeing that game thinking, wow, like this is unbelievable. But also, Boneworks has got a Quest version, a spin-off, that is coming, and apparently it's a bit of big news that it won't be revealed until next year. They spoke about it at OC6. I don't know why anyone thought it was coming this side of Christmas. As I said, they literally released the news at OC6. It was just a screenshot. Very exciting times for Quest owners for sure. But yeah, apparently they've literally confirmed it via Twitter that it won't be out. So yeah, so tell me some more about like Boneworks guys, the PCVR guys. Are you excited for this one?
I'm definitely excited for it. After using the Knuckles controllers, like I said, around at Bucks earlier, it's going to be different with obviously Oculus controllers versus Knuckle controllers, because a lot of people was thinking originally this would be the thing for index only.
Yeah.
But the ears going to all the other headsets is good. It's just going to be interesting to see how they play out all of the physics.
Yeah.
I think it's really great how you see everything physically working in here. That is oh, I see what you
I know, yeah. I'm just getting there. I'm just getting there. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's not a carry-on film. We're not in a carry-on film.
Good double entendre straight in there.
Yeah. I mean, look at this bit. Dropping that breeze block on that guy's head. There's just something really cool about this game.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
It's going to be nuts. I mean, everything is destructible. If you find the right thing to destroy it with, or the right thing to move something with, or the right thing to do anything with, however you wish to do whatever you're going to do with it. Cue the double entendre Bone Anywhere Quest version.
Bone Anywhere.
Yeah. It just all looks like every single thing has been thought of, and every single part of it is interactive.
Yeah, just say, Mike Kelly, the only dumb question is a question that isn't asked, and I have no idea what the minimum specs are. This game looks pretty tech heavy to me.
It's got to be heavier on the CPU side, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's graphically, I don't see anything that will be overtaxing graphically, but to simulate this amount of stuff usually takes a great amount of CPU. So that's one of the things where, Robert's saying Quest version, where I'd go, I don't see that as happening, because CPU overhead is going to be limited on the Quest.
Yeah, but the other thing is, like we talked about before, of optimization and how games consoles improve over their lifespan.
Yeah.
As we've said again, like after seeing Red Matter, for example, there's tricks coming out. Developers are learning ways of making things better on the Quest, because the hardware doesn't change. It's
for sure. And it'd be interesting to see if they manage it. If they did, it would be a very big shout out lesson to a lot of developers out there to say, hey, we're able to do this. This is how you do it. However they develop this stuff, it's crazy that there's that amount of interaction in there. And it's a great example of what can be done. But it's also about making that easier for other developers at some point, maybe.
Well, that's for sure. The big benefit for Quest, isn't it? In reality, it's console-like. That everyone, when you play a game on the Quest, everyone that is playing that game on the Quest is getting exactly the same experience.
Yes.
There is no variance. Whereas obviously with PC VR gaming, there is huge variance depending on the hardware that you have. I mean, that's actually, in some ways, where the development can actually be harder, because you have to make sure that all these
scalable.
It can all be challenged for. So, but yeah. I mean, I like the look of it. I think Boneworks for Quest, people are sort of saying, how's it going to run? It's going to be completely different. It's going to be a completely different game. It's going to be set in the same universe.
Yeah.
But it'll be completely different. And honestly, it has to be. Otherwise, what's the point in the game if it's just a smaller version of Boneworks? Just make it different and make it unique for the Quest. it'll still be fun and good and stuff like that, at least, because the developer looks like they know what they're doing. And yeah, I was saying about, I was talking to you guys about, possibly buying a PC. I might have to wait until Black Friday and see what happens with the deals there. But PC for me, when I go for Oculus Link, because I won't get a Rift S. I will only go Link. It's not going to be my primary VR vehicle. For you guys, it's your primary VR vehicle. For me, it's not going to be my primary VR vehicle. What the PC side is for Stormlands, it is for Asgard's Wrath, it is for Boneworks, it is for Medal of Honor. It's that exceptional title.
The Link for me sort of kills the message of the Quest a little bit, but I can see for me personally, I think more people are going to play a game through the Link cable, and if they have got a good PC, they're going to then seek out a PC VR headset. I think that's what's going to happen. I think their searches are going to change. They're going to be like quest. They're going to be like, hold on a minute. Field of view. Right, let's look that up. Oh, the index. Oh, you know what I mean? It's going to go on from there. That's what's going to happen. And then you're going to have a load of people, I think, more interested in just PC VR in general, which I think is the idea. I know everyone wants to be in the Quest. The Quest is where it's out, and that's where everything is going at the moment. It's all about a wireless VR, though, isn't it? That's what makes the Quest so appealing for me, is the fact it's bloody wireless. When you get it, it's amazing to be wireless.
That entrance as a pathway into, definitely. The VR, the Quest Link, it's literally another inroad. And having that extra inroad to step up before you go, here's dollar going down.
Yeah.
Is kind of important for a lot of people, because a lot of people say, I've just invested this, I don't want to sort of like spend out the money straight away. All right, I don't have the money to spend out straight away. And some people might go, oh, well, you have the money to spend out for that, why don't you have the money to spend out for the other? But that's kind of a false economy thing. It's like they've spent money on a thing and gone, oh, I really like that. They may already have a PC, but wasn't initially interested because they thought this was a lot of hassle and a lot of everything else. But here you go. Now you can put in USB cable, and it all works there. So it's definitely something where I think it's an inroad for a lot of people, and they could, like you say, go down that other road. Or they'll stick with what they've got there for a good bit.
They might do, dude. But as I said to you, like, in a way, I didn't really think about this, or know it would affect it. And I don't know whether it's because of the hardware more so, that when I then went back in my Quest, the Quest display, the Rift S looks a lot better. So I don't know whether that's just more because of hardware or because of the actual display itself. I don't know.
That is to do with display types and stuff like that. So you've got things of, it's a half. So if it's something to be seen as well. So if you were to take hardware between, say, the Quest, the screen hardware in that, and the Vive Pro is actually the same screen resolution. It's the same sort of matrix of screen. So they're very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the sub-pixel count is the same. The pixel count is the same. So they do come off as very similar. Whereas you've got the RGB stripe and the LCD gives you that other sub-pixel count, which is a lot higher. So it's a different thing there. So it kind of,
Yeah, I agree with
that in different ways.
I agree with GT. I think the Oculus Link could be basically, a bridge to someone who wants to get into, get a PC VR headset, natively. And I think a lot of people who go this route with the Oculus Link cable are probably people who, in the back of their mind, was probably thinking about getting a Rift S to begin with. And I think if this, I think how much that could hasten their decision depends on the performance of this Oculus Link. I think if it performs just as good as a Rift S, then they might just go ahead and stick with that. But if it stutters a little, then I think that might prompt some people to want to go ahead and get a Rift S when the opportunity presents itself.
I do maintain that it's to be seen. We need to see it out there in the wild before we can actually make real judgment calls on this. But I think the Rift S versus the Quest via a link is going to be dependent on the game type. I 100% think that it's going to come down to the types of games that you're playing as to the people that are going to go and say, right, what I really need is the Rift S over using Quest with the Quest link. Just because of the way that video compression and stuff like that is going to work for this headset, because it's not using a straight video signal like the Rift S does. It converts what the PC does into video, sends it down the cable, and then is decoded in the headset.
I've got no doubt it's actually going to be better than I imagine, but I don't think it's going to be better than using a Rift S. That's what I'm saying.
I agree, and I get where Salsa's coming from. I think a game like Super Hot, you're probably not going to notice a difference in the performance, but a game like Asgard's Wrath or the upcoming Stormland, those might be games where you may possibly notice a little bit of difference in the performance.
Oh, you're going to notice a big difference in the performance because you can't get those to. You're not going to get those to play on a Quest, full stop. But it's more of a case of games that have action or games that are more stationary in aspect. So games where they're more room scale or not as fast motion will do better on the Link than opposed to something like a race game or a space game where there's huge amounts of terrain being covered extremely quickly. Those ones will suffer more through the Link cable than something like Asgard's Wrath.
Thing is, we
should
go on.
Play.
The problem is we could go down this route again. We've done this.
We
need to, because we took foveated rendering is the other thing, isn't it? People want to know how it's going to affect. It's just a case of wait and see, and look out for those people that you trust on their opinions. Anthony from VR365 actually used it at OC6, and he's got some interesting views on it. Do you know what I mean? But I can confirm from him that there is foveated rendering. He can see it. Do you know what I mean? You see like a small degradation of quality on the outside, and you got that quality on the inside. So he's used it, but that is probably in more so of a beta form than it is when you get it. Do you know what I mean? Or an alpha maybe. I'm not sure, but it's either way. It's exciting because it's another doorway. That's what it is for me. It's another doorway into going deeper into virtuality. And
are you still planning to get this Link cable, even though now that you have the Rift, that's just kind of no need for it?
Only because I want to have an opinion on it. That's the only reason. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I've got a bit of a responsibility now because, how can I put it? It sounds a bit crazy or cheesy, I don't really know. But I'm assuming people trust me on certain things, or they're here because they trust me and they trust my opinions. And same as you guys, people who follow you guys. I'm sure you don't follow someone because you don't trust them. You follow them because you might want their opinion, or you find them funny, or something like that. Because I'm quite verbal on this channel, and I'm always in communication, answering questions. I feel like I have to get it because I need to have an opinion on it. Because like sometimes, and it is just my opinion. Same as these things that I've still yet to review. These Kiwi grips. I've seen some people recommend them. I cannot recommend them. I don't think they're very good at all. Yeah. So it's
Just wanted to point out something for Tantrum or whatever, because he's sort of like, why would they make a cable that degrades quality? They're not making a cable that degrades quality. The Quest was never made with the idea of actually plugging into a PC.
Do you not think that? Do you think?
No.
I'm not sure, dude.
If they had, they would have made it so that was a proper VR link that takes a video signal, a pure video signal, straight. Direct.
You mean like the next gen? You're on about like maybe next gen, Quest 2 or the next Rift.
Like your you would have a cable like you have on your Quest, on your Rift S, on your that it would go, here's your straight up video output.
Yeah, I know.
Rather than what they're doing. So that means that it doesn't have the right type of video decoder hardware built into the Quest to take a direct video feed from a video output, like a DVI output or whatever port. So that's why they're doing what they're doing.
Also, remember, it's going to be beta when it launches. So there's going to be myriad of problems when it comes out. So if people are like, "Oh, this is crap and it's not working the way it should be," it's like, yeah, it's a beta. If you've ever joined a proper beta, you know things crash, they don't work as they should do. Your dog wants to get out the door, man.
Oh, sorry, you're right. that actually can't be overstated enough. To be honest, in the time I've been doing this, supporting virtuality, and you do a beta, the people that jump in and go, "My God, this looks rubbish," and I'm like because of a technical issue, not just visually, just because something doesn't work right over. You're like, yeah, but it's part of a beta. Like, we're here to test, and you're obviously there to help out as well, aren't you, and give feedback.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be like a Fallout 76 beta that launched a week before the game, and it's like there's nothing they can do to change it. And to be honest, even a year later, they still can't do anything to change it. But this is a thing where they do need our help. People that are going to be trying this, they need people to give a ton of feedback. At the end of the day, that's where John Carmack is going to get all his info from to make it a better option.
I seriously think that it's going to be a very good experience. I think the Link's going to be something that you will fully recommend. And I think people are going to really enjoy it. But I do also think that people are going to be in VR for a long period of time, and they're suddenly going to go, do you know what, this Quest is a little bit uncomfortable. What's the Rift S like, or something? Yeah. That's how I think the conversation is going to go. Simple as that.
With me, I'm always trying to reach out to those people that are a little bit apprehensive about getting on board with VR. So I'm always trying to find the most economical way for them to get on board with VR. I'm always trying to point out whenever I see something on sale. So this coming Black Friday is a prime time for people to get on board with VR who don't want to spend a ton of money, So I guess if I could take a minute to mention that, we've got the PlayStation Slim, 1 terabyte for $150. And you can catch the PlayStation VR bundle with 5 games, 5 quality games for $200. So for less than the price of a headset, you can get a console and a VR and 5 quality games.
Yeah.
And not to mention, there's still a ton of stuff at the PlayStation Store that are free or reasonably priced. So for me, that would be the route that I would try to sell people on, to try to get them on board on VR without breaking the bank to get them on board.
And
I just want to say there's a couple of things in the chat. First of all, Daz Washbrook wants to give thanks to you, GT, saying that he watched your Farpoint live stream last year.
Oh, good game.
And that's the reason he got back into gaming. So
nice.
That's really cool to see. And again, kind of what you were saying about people trusting you. I've had a lot of people do something similar to me. There's also Robert Dodge who's saying that wait till Oculus say the beta is restricted to US Quest owners. That won't happen. It's already been confirmed by Oculus that the beta will be available to every Quest owner.
Awesome.
Whether the actual cable will be available to every Quest owner and be able to get the damn thing, we don't know.
This is something else to obviously note, that it is still a USB cable, but there'll be more details, and we really should move on about this because otherwise we will get stuck on this subject until the cable is actually out.
So, in PlayStation VR, while we're on the set, Contagion developer Monochrome is bringing its zombie shooter to PSVR November 12th, and here is the trailer. So there is the trailer for Contagion. I actually think it looks pretty good. In certain places, it looks a little bit, I don't know, a bit basic, and then other times it actually looks really cool. So one of the questions we've got straight away is, does this game have aim support? Does anyone know that? I'm assuming it would do, wouldn't it?
I have no idea.
I mean,
there was some sort of very handsy parts in there, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, I know, but like when you
I didn't see any like rifles or anything like that. It looked like it was all handguns.
When you play Arizona, I thought I saw an assault rifle and a shotgun.
Did you? Okay.
I thought so. When you play Arizona, I actually think it plays better with the aim controller, but I wish it would have been more better with the moves, obviously, because we know about the moves. We talked about the moves, about the lack of joysticks. this is going to come in. Don't want this to be like
Don't do it.
Lynch stream or whatever, man.
Let me tell you about them.
Yeah. Let me tell you about
these
things. 10 years old.
Here, look, I've got a spare thumbstick for you. It's right there. There it is.
So that's the thing, man. I'm kind of hoping it does. The games do work on the move controllers. Don't get me wrong. Like, and I know no, don't go there. Do I go there? Killing Floor, for example. I really like Killing Floor, but the controls are quite complicated. They're not easy. Nat is shaking his hairy head.
Yeah, I've got Killing Floor too, and I think I kind of quit the game after about 20 minutes.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, it was a game I was really looking forward to.
Look at that. He's just like,
no, he's not having it. He's not having it.
Anyway,
Contagion. Bloody move controller with an analog stick, for God's sake.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
The one thing I'll say about Contagion VR, and that actually does concern me, is last year, this game was meant to come with a demo. They said that they were going to be bringing a demo to PlayStation VR. It obviously looks like they're not bringing a demo. I don't know if Reggie's still in the chat, but it doesn't sound like actually bringing a demo to PlayStation is actually that difficult. So that is my big concern, that it doesn't have a demo. And also, to be honest, I've been burnt so many times with buying a game and you realise after 10 minutes, oh my God, this is so bad. And to be honest, until Sony sort out that refund policy, a bit like what you were saying, GT, I'm with this.
You're very hesitant,
I like zombie shooters. I'm going to wait until people I trust play the game, whether it's Brian at Without Parole, yourself. I'm going to let them play the game, and I'm going to let them say what it is, because I don't want to have another Warzone situation where I'm just like, what the hell am I playing here? Oh, dear God, please shoot me in the head now.
Go on, Sal. So have you seen a comment of you? Oh, sorry, mate.
Strange Games was just obviously saying he had his name It's Contagion VR, Reggie. We was talking about that there was things about a demo coming out for it, and it's just hasn't appeared. So the other comment I was going to say is from Grambo, Grambo.
Yeah, Grambo. Yes, Grambo. It's like Rambo, but more.
It's all Rambo, but more
Grambo.
Rambo.
Grambo. Well, that's how I read it in my head. Grambo.
Or is it more like Grambo?
Got any biscuits, Grambo? You got any biscuits?
We don't know. We could do. They're tired of like the zombie shooters, but it looks cool, and I get that as well because I think a lot of games have their cycle, and we seem to be on an incoming wave of another set of zombies.
Yeah, Mike Kelly come up with a great thing, and I hear this all the time, dude. Like all the time. You are in, I think, a company with this channel and other people around it. Not having an analog sticks for me, and knowing as well that you're not going to get them for the next couple of years is one of the things that pushed him towards the Quest and the Link cable. And yeah, that is true. People wanted that next level of interaction, tracking, stuff like that, and that's what the Quest for £399 gives you. Do you know what I mean? It does. It's awesome. There's no two ways about it. And that's not to say we don't like PSVR. I fully support PlayStation VR. All of us do. And they've done huge, and they still do massive amounts of virtuality. But I can't help but see it more as a beginner's doorway still. That's what it seems, because as the tech gets older, that's what it feels like to me. Like looking at this Black Friday deals, I'm thinking, dude, that's more people to get into virtuality. I don't think that's more people to get on PlayStation VR. I'm thinking that's more people to get into VR. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I see this. What do you reckon, Lincoln? I can see you sort of...
Yeah, that's exactly how I'm seeing this, because I still have a big picture that I'm looking at that I'm hoping, for the next generation, that is still my goal, to be able to see games like MLB The Show fully playable in VR. But we got to get enough people on board with VR for the developers to see that, it would be worth it doing something like that. Because right now, somebody like EA, they don't see any point in it. It'd be a big risk for them to spend millions of dollars developing a AAA quality game that only maybe a few thousand people are going to buy.
Yeah, which is a shame, because they've probably got the money to just waste anyway. I mean, how much money do they put down the drain for?
Well, they've got a team now, haven't they?
I think in the case of Sony, I think a game like MLB The Show, I think they would have done it if the hardware would have allowed them to do it. Because I've seen an interview where they said they were exploring all options with the game, including VR. So I would like to think that they will. I would like to think the next generation that they probably will do it, and they're not going to sit around and wait for the other big AAA developers to get on board with it. I think they will do it, but I still think we need to get as many people on board with VR as possible. To get us so we can hit the ground running into the next generation. So I feel like we all have a job to do to help push VR to the mainstream.
Well said, man. Well said. And I think like deals like Black Friday, you're saying, for $350. A PlayStation 4, a terabyte PlayStation 4. Do you know what I mean? And you got like the PSVR 5 games ready to play with the DualShock. Dude, like quality games, amazing games. And I know if I jumped into Astrobot today, I'll be like, this game's amazing. Blood and Truth, amazing. Wipeout, amazing. Skyrim, amazing. There's so many great games. There's no two ways about it. But I don't know. I mean, it has slowed down a little bit. Like playing Sniper Elite the other week at EGX, I was reminded how great it is. Do you know what I mean? It looked fantastic. The environment's blowing up, and I think that's more down to like
really do have to agree on that one as well. Sniper Elite. Though we should move on a bit, because we've also got another game that's coming to everything as well, don't we? As well.
Well, we've got loads. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, that's coming November 12th, is it?
That looks good.
I don't think I've got a trailer for that one. Have I got a trailer for that one?
PCVR Quest.
I can just play it.
Then we've got Last Labyrinth, 13th of November, and that's coming to everything.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Last Labyrinth, but I've heard it's like a puzzle room style.
Yeah,
thing.
I played the demo.
Any good?
It was interesting. Somewhat limited to the VR side a bit in what I played. It's an escape the room, but you're locked into a chair. You're locked into a chair physically.
Okay, right.
And the bit that I played, basically the character that you would have seen, which is a young girl.
Yeah.
And you've got a laser pointer. And, well, a button in your hand, and your hands are locked into the chair, El Kitchen style.
Yeah, thought of that straight away, yeah.
And you can just sort of move around a bit like this and point your head, which has got a laser attached to it, and push the button to point the girl towards different parts of the level.
Is it immersive? Does it feel immersive when you're doing that?
Yeah, it felt good. If you want to know what the girl's speaking, because the version that I did was Japanese only.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah, I think I saw Polish Paul to do the demo, and he did. Maybe he didn't know that it was. He couldn't read the damn
it's
thing.
Japanese
I think it was
language only.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I know enough Japanese to get by into what she's saying.
Yeah.
And was able to give the appropriate head nods and shakes and things like that.
Oh, nice.
As I required or wanted.
I might check that out, man. So going back to Doctor Who, are you guys covering it next week? I think it comes out on the 12th, I believe. Is it the 12th?
I want to look at it because I'm definitely a Doctor Who fan. I have been, for many years. I grew up with some Doctor Who and loved the reinvention of Doctor Who as it came out in more recent years and has continued to grow and develop and be a fantastic TV series and a fantastic sci-fi genre. So I would love to step into that world in VR in a more deeper experience.
Visually, this looks fantastic. Mike, so I will be streaming Doctor Who on the 12th. That's the embargo. So I'm assuming it either comes out on the 11th or the 12th. I'll be streaming that. Checking it out, man. I can't wait for that. Strange Games has just come back. He said he's just checked his support ticket. It actually took about 5 months to get approved, and they said they didn't do many betas was for the reason. So correction, I wasn't the first, just one of few. Is that regarding demos?
No, that's a beta he's talking about, and this is a Contagion was a demo that they said they were going to be bringing out.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha. Yeah, so Doctor Who, and I know Lincoln, you don't really know anything about Doctor Who, or you're not even.
No, I mean, looking at that trailer, it does look interesting, but truth be told, I'm probably going to get Stormlands and any games surrounding that comes out before or after Stormlands will probably have to get, put to the back of the line, so to speak, because I don't want to go crazy buying a bunch of games and not have time to play them.
Yeah, I understand that, dude.
Because I haven't even gotten halfway through Asgard's Wrath yet.
All right, so we're getting there. So next up, we're going to have a look at the third log from Stormlands. Mega excited to be playing this, man. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. So, yeah, let's take a look at this trailer.
Mission log day 42. They're hunting me. Every last damn one of them. And if they catch me, Nix is as good as dead. I'm faster than they are on the slipstream, but by now they must know where I'm headed. The Aegis Tower, their command center for the Psychic Stratum. If I can just make it up, that will buy me time. Minutes at best, but enough to reach the grid. There it is. Plasma shields are still down. Only a few seconds left to reach the vault key. Got it. Now, how to get back to Nix. If we can just make it inside the vault, we might survive long enough to fight back.
the hype for that game is mental. I cannot wait personally to be streaming that, because I haven't completed it. I'm staying away. I've done a bit of it, just wanted to get used to it, and yeah, I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. And I think that'll be on the 13th. Finally going to be jumping into that game, because it's just like, it's kind of like, and Paradise Decay put it in a good way. He said it's like his dream VR game. You know what I'm saying? And I completely get that, because it's like, you're a mech, it's in the future. You know, it just looks fantastic. So, yeah, I'm sure everyone is looking forward to this. And I think this is one of the reasons a lot of people want the link cable as well.
Does anybody know how many hours of gameplay this Stormland is going to be?
If I did,
it's got co-op in it as well. So
if I did, I couldn't say. But I'll tell you what I can say about the cycling of the worlds. I think it is every 6 or 7 days, some challenges will appear, and it cycles. Let me see if I can find out the information.
Okay, because where I'm going with this is that between Asgard's Wrath and Stormland, I think those two games, at the rate that I play games, and you can throw Pistol Whip in the mix and still throw Beat Saber in the mix, those games are going to be enough to hold me off until Iron Man VR comes out.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying on that as well, Lincoln. I mean, that's a lot. There is a lot of games. People have the VR side of things, or not yet in VR, have been going, where's the big games? Where's this? Where's that? Where's the big single player game? Where's the big co-op game? And it's like, well, hello. We're all arriving at once.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's, you know, a AAA game, Asgard's Wrath, AAA, Stormland. I would like to consider Iron Man VR a AAA game.
I
even
think
though it's on the PlayStation VR format.
I think it is.
Golem looks like a quality game, and then you know, next year we still have the likes of Lone Echo 2 coming, I believe, which I thought was originally supposed to come out this year. So there, and then I think, you know, would you consider Medal of Honor a high quality game?
Oh
yeah, hello,
So,
yeah.
So they're coming.
Yeah. Oh, South Memphis, thank you ever so much, dude. I really appreciate that. It's best VR show. Makes Sundays amazing. That's kind of why we went on Sundays, because we didn't know much else was happening. Yeah, that's lovely. Hello, Shiny Robot. How is it going? Yeah, so Robert Dodge has put these.
I was going to say 2019 has been a pretty amazing year for VR. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do in terms of your top 10. My top 10 has always been top 10 PSVR games. Obviously, I've got the Quest now, so it's going to be top 10 VR games.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're actually going to split them. But, I mean, I've got to be honest. Trying to choose just 10 VR games at the moment, just from PlayStation VR and Oculus Quest, is really damn hard. So if you're including PC in your top 10s, I don't envy you at all.
I think 2019, hardware and software, we got fed more food than we can eat, you know, because we got the Quest, the Rift S, the HP Reverb, the Valve Index. I think this Acer just came out. The Vive Cosmos.
Forget about the Acer.
Yeah, but still, like, that's like 6 headsets I ran off this year alone. And then, you know, and then games, and more games. 2019 has been a phenomenal year for VR. I think it's by far VR's best year when you combine the hardware and the games. So, you know, again, I think we got fed more food than we can eat. I still got to go back and finish Defector, which I think was, you know, Oculus's form of Blood and Truth. I still have to go back and finish that.
That is great. Defector is great. I love that.
I'm a different opinion on Defector, but there you go.
I love Defector. I like it. So much fun. So much fun.
And
it's,
you know,
like, it was quite cheap as well.
Everybody is entitled to their opinions. There are good points to Defector, but I think there's so much that could be left out of Defector, and it'd be a better game for it being left out, but it would be a lot shorter.
Dude,
but
yeah.
that's my opinion.
And the crazy thing is, when we headed in, because there's always that little bit of quietness after Christmas, isn't there? A little bit. But when have we got? We've got Saints and Sinners coming in January 2020. Very excited for that. And I think Iron Man and Sniper Elite are 2020, aren't they? Now,
well, Sniper Elite's definitely 2020, and Iron Man is
February 28th.
Yeah, so there we go. We've got some games to look forward to already. But I remember finishing 2018 thinking, wow, like, how are you going to beat that? Like, what happened? Do you know what I mean? There was so many great... And that was just from a PlayStation VR perspective. So, now seeing a bigger picture, it's, like Nat was saying, it's tough. Like, there is so much to cover. Like, it's really hard for me on this channel, to be fair, because sometimes I just want to play a game that I want to play. I want to play Synth Riders. I could have streamed again in mixed reality and just played it and chatted and enjoyed myself. But then I think to myself, if I don't do this video with this developer, or this developer sent me a key to do this video, then I'm not kind of doing my job. And it's tough, you know what I mean? It feels... But it's lucky pressure, isn't it? It's lucky pressure. It's lucky to be in a position where there's so much content to cover that you have to think that way. Like, damn, you know? Like...
And then don't forget games like No Man's Sky that you could play forever.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to Tyler and Sean on Render Reality, and like he basically had to give up playing No Man's Sky because he wouldn't have got anywhere. He'd have just been playing No Man's Sky forever. So there's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
It's true, and I mean, I love my racing side of things as well, and it's just the amount of time you can sink into racing. Mm-hmm. You can go, here's one car and one track, and take an entire week just learning that track in that car, boiling it down to do one single enduro race that's going to be 3 hours on the weekend. So your prep time for a 3-hour race can be like 20, 30 hours. That's like full on, 4 or 5 hours of gaming worth, or minimum 3 hours of practice a day, tuning a car down just to get it exactly right for a 3-hour race.
Yeah, you've only got to look at
crazy stuff.
What JD's doing, man. I was watching him the other day. Like, he's got like certain setups, and it's incredible. Actually, I checked out his Twitch the other day. Mad shout out to him, man. He's got like this light above his head, which lets you know if he's going to get overtaken or there's someone behind him, I think it was, which side they're coming and stuff like that. For the stream, it looked great. Like, I was like, this looks epic. Do you know what I mean? So that was really cool.
I also want to take a quick second to point out to everybody, especially people who are thinking about getting VR. I think over the long haul, you're going to save money with VR, because for the price of a $60 AAA game, you can get 3 quality VR games, at a $20 price tag. And then a lot of these games don't have microtransactions in them. And then with VR, there's a ton of free games and a ton of free experiences. I can count on one hand, I think, how many games that I've bought my son since I've turned him on to PC VR. I mean, stuff like VR Chat and Pavlov have been worth.
Not just to say that, man. Like, the Steam sales are insane. Like, there's not sales like that, and size-wise, they're huge, and they happen randomly. And then you've got early access to games as well. So, do you know what I mean? You can get in a game before it's fully finished for a cheaper price. That's fantastic. I love that. I love being involved in that, and then jumping in Discords and stuff. So, anyway, moving on. Let's go to the Curious Tale of Stolen Pets, which comes out on the 14th again, I believe.
Yeah, right? It's 14th, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know if it's coming to PlayStation VR, though, on that day. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it is coming out on all headsets at the same time.
Because it wasn't on the drop.
Yeah, it's marked down as all 3 in my lists, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming to all headsets all at the same time. I will be streaming that on the day of release, as I said, which is the 14th, and I've also got a little developer interview with a guy, which I'd done like a week ago. I've still got to edit it. I'm just going to chuck it at the beginning of the stream or something. He's a lovely guy. This is like first game, not he's worked on, but the first game he's been like the creative lead, I guess, of it. So yeah, as soon as I heard that, and I know Andreas, obviously, I was like, dude, I want to do a little interview with him. So that'd be pretty cool.
It's got a nice art style.
Oh yeah, and it's very pleasant. Like, the music, and I said if anyone does want to check it out, I have played it. There is a video from EGX. It's only one level, but it's wonderful. It is wonderful, and there's like a voice in there as well. This like old granddaddy voice sort of thing. Very, very, very soothing. You know what I mean? He could be everyone's granddad. It's one of those sort of voices. So next up after that, yeah, he does say actually, by the way, Curious Tale Stolen Pets, the adorable little puzzle that arrives on November the 14th for $14.99 dollars, €40.99 euros, and $11.99 in pounds. So they got that right now. It will launch on pretty much everything: Oculus Quest, PSVR, and PCVR headsets. So next up, Golem, released this Friday, which I believe is November the 15th, as physical edition for PlayStation VR. The digital launch will follow on November the 19th, and the NA region is the 22nd. Now, Nat is getting sent a physical copy, which means you'll be playing it this week,
Yes.
I believe. I don't know if there's going to be an embargo for us, though. I don't know whether we're going to get it, and he's going to say, look, you can't play it. I'm assuming we had to play it Friday, is what I'm saying. Because if he's out in the shops to buy, because one of our stores, the game chain or branch, basically in Telford, he had a clip on Twitter of him holding Golem, dressed as like Golem, saying this game is amazing. And I thought, what is it on the shelves already? But according to Ray, our contact at Perp, he said it is going to be on the shelves for Friday. So I'm thinking, dude, that this, I mean, is anyone else going to be checking this out? I mean, no, I know Nat is obviously. What about you guys?
I want to get it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I want to get it because it's a game it's like a fabled legend in the world of PSVR.
It is, man.
It's like the game that would arrive, and it's sort of like, hang on a second, it's the game that wouldn't arrive, but now has 4 release dates.
I was just going to say, I don't think anyone is even mad when they done that final little week push again. Was it a week or something?
No. Yeah.
What was the last one? It was a week, and I think everyone just went, moving on. That was it. No one really cared. They're just like, at least we've got something happening. I think that was
I don't know how many delays it'd be. It'd be quite funny if it was like 4 delays plus the extra little one, and then it has 4 separate release dates for different regions and different physicalities and all of this shenanigans.
Oh,
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
I kind of too, but at the same time.
I was just going to say, sorry, Sal. So I was just going to say, for anyone that's thinking about picking up the game, it might be worth picking up the physical copies, because the physical copies are actually going to include a download copy of the musical prequel that Marty O'Donnell did that I talked about a few weeks ago. So that's going to be really cool on that particular one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Golem just to play it, and I'm kind of hoping it's going to be more Last Guardian than Duke Nukem Forever. So, but it's just a case of a bit like Death Stranding. I just want to play it now. I just want to get it, play it, and see what I've been waiting for. Because, like I say, this was the first game unveiled for PlayStation VR all the way back in 2015 at PlayStation Experience.
So
That's insane.
For me, it was the game that some of these games, when they first came out, had some PlayStation 1 ABC blocks looking graphics. And Golem was one of the games where I was like, okay, they're getting ready to take some of these graphics to the next level on PC VR. Let me respond to Paradise Decay. He says, with regards to saving money in VR, he says the more Quest you play, the more electricity you save. I never thought of it. I never looked at it that way.
Oh, mate, yeah, that's crazy. The electricity bills I've had since starting this, it's just gone up like massively. Crazy stuff. What was I going to say? I was going to say something at the end. Oh yeah, quickly, Nat. Let's talk about Death Stranding, dude, because I'm not going to have time to check it out. How much have you played, and what's your initial impressions?
I'm about 3 hours into it, so I've just scratched the surface. For any game that I'm going to have to invest any time in, and from what I understand, the actual game lasts about 35 to 40 hours. Is the game. There has to be a hook that gets me, and the hook is I want to know more about the world.
Yes.
But I get why this game is so divisive in terms of some people absolutely hate it and some people absolutely love it. I haven't honestly played enough of it to make that judgment call. At the moment, I'm still intrigued and interested with the world.
What's the visuals like?
The visuals are the best I've ever seen.
Really?
They are absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain things in it, like if you've ever played any of Kojima's Metal Gear Solid games, this guy loves a cutscene. And there's a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, he does love a cutscene.
But they all have a purpose at the moment. I mean, like I say, I'm really enjoying what I've been playing. I think where a lot of people are going to be upset with it is, and the one complaint I've seen is it's a walking simulator. I remember seeing somebody who sort of said, all it is about delivering packages, is the basic premise of the game, but there's all the nuance within that. Even sort of like the 2 bits that the 3 deliveries that I've already done. There's nuance within those deliveries, and like I say, the world that's around it, and how has it happened and stuff like that. So as long as it can keep me hooked, again, it's I wouldn't say it's my best game of the year. My top game of the year at the moment is The Outer Worlds. By a country mile, nothing touches that.
That's flat though, isn't it? You don't include
that's a flat, yeah. I mean, like I say, my top VR game at the moment is Pistol Whip.
Which is great to hear from him. I wasn't expecting that at all, dude. I'll be honest with you. I could put money on it. If you'd have said to me,
the busted ribs.
Yeah. If you'd have said to me, dude, like Pistol Whipped, I was expecting you to be like, nah.
Well, no, I mean,
I was absolutely shocked at that.
Yeah, I'm so pleased.
The 2 things I was kind of flicking between, and people that say, "Oh, you're selling out yourself," was Blood and Truth and Trover Saves the Universe. They were the 2 that kept swapping. You know, so one day I'd be like, Blood and Truth. One day I'd be Trover Saves the Universe, because I like to laugh, and Trover Saves the Universe makes me laugh my ass off. And comedy to pull off in a game is really, really, really hard. Only South Park has really done it. The 2 South Park games that came out through Ubisoft have come anywhere close. But Trover Saves the Universe, I thought was really funny, really excellent. But I've had, like I say, I haven't spent too much time with Pistol Whip, but it's just so much fun. And it's that one more moment. Like I say, if you watch my live streams that I did for them, I've done 2, and like I said, the last about 50 minutes. I do apologise anyone that watches them, because I say I do suck, and you'll just be like, how can he screw it up that easily? But it's that, I've screwed up. No, I know I can do it, and that's literally that first time I was playing it. That was what it is. It's like, I know I can get through this level, and I'd die exactly the same thing. It'd be like, I can't believe that guy on the left got me again. And
Pistol Whip.
Like, the Pistol Whip. So,
yeah.
But like I say, there was bits I was doing where I was like shooting the guns under arms and stuff like that when I was dual wielding. And I've got to admit, it's actually harder, and I didn't think it would be. It's so much harder to dual wield in that game than it is single pistol.
I had a lot of people on Reddit tell me to go single gun with another hand like that. They want me to put my controller down and play it, and they were like, "Yeah, man, like this is the way to go in that." So, Anne, what did she say? She's coming and said, "What game are you talking about? 7 Degrees." I didn't catch the name, and then we go down. Fartist says, "Don't make me pull off your comedy." Okay, and then nice. Thank you for joining us, Anne. I hope you're doing really well. We are going to wrap up in a minute, though. We've covered quite a lot today. I just
wanted to point out something quickly about Golem as well. There is a limited edition version as well, which comes with a vinyl.
Oh, a vinyl. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
So there's a vinyl version of the soundtrack as well.
What's it called again? I can't remember. I know it's Echoes, and I can't remember the last bit.
It is Echoes of the First Dreamer.
You dance,
I think
guys.
track 4 or 5 is phenomenal.
It's there with the limited edition of the game is a full LP vinyl of Echoes of the First Dreamer.
Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. Someone said there's
there.
7 hours of cutscenes in Death Stranding. So when they say it's a 40-hour game, is it 40 hours of gameplay, or is that including the 7 hours?
That must probably include the cutscenes as well.
Which the cutscenes wouldn't bother me because that's what I love when you play a single-player game. This has a great story that you're actually taking part in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, Kojima he's well known as a movie buff. I mean, if you follow Kojima on Twitter and all of this stuff like that, just the people that he talks to, watches, his influences, all of those things as well, are all amazing movie makers.
Well, I remember the first time I played Metal Gear Solid 4, which is amazing. I love that game. If you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, it is just pure there for fans. But it literally has over an hour at the end, which is a complete cutscene. You have to watch it. Once you finish the game and all the gameplay, there is still about an hour, I think it's like an hour, 10 minutes, cutscene that wraps everything all up in a nice, sweet little bow. I remember that, and I remember talking to one of my friends who was playing it, and he was just like, I can't stand it. I had to stop playing the cutscene. I'm like, but didn't you want to know how it all ended? He goes, I played the game for hours. I don't bloody well care. And I was just like, man, you missed so much at the end. It was brilliant. I love Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima would save it till the end, like you say. It has to wrap up in a filmic way. He is about that narrative and about the whole through the frame thing. But it would be interesting, like we say, to see what he could do with VR. But he just doesn't have the time at the moment. And I can understand that because VR has its own particular legs in terms of time for anybody of narrative to try and work out how to use that. So.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to quickly shout out thank you to everyone on Twitter who watches and has retweeted the show today. Thank you ever so much. Thank you to everyone on Facebook who has joined us today and followed. Thank you for that. And thank you to all of you on YouTube. Thank you for all your time. Thank you for all your donations. You make this show what it is. And we enjoy doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's good fun. It is good fun, chatting and stuff. And yeah. I think that's us done for this week, guys. Anyone got anything to add at all?
We just had PC asking for any price for Golem.
No, I can't find it. I was just looking. I'm sure I'm sure I've seen it somewhere, but I could not. I was looking.
So we have the limited edition, which is £45.
Sorry, hold on. What? How much?
£45.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
That's with the vinyl. I don't think it's signed because normally the perp games they normally do a vinyl and signatures from the staff of the studio.
Perp games are fantastic. So
the normal version is retailing physical at £35, I believe.
Mm.
You can get it on Shop2 for just under 30.
Excellent stuff. Has anyone got a link to that? That'd be great if you could chuck that in the chat if anyone's got it open at all.
So the full RIP will be 35, which will be game stores.
Oh, do you know what though? I get this thing about these prices, man. 35 quid.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think the game.
That's like $40.
$40 here.
That's a lot of dough.
It's £28.85 on Shop2. I'm just going to put a link in the chat now.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be $40.
That's too much. I'm sorry, that's too much. I honestly think it is a bit too much.
Depends on the game.
It does depend on the game, but I think you need to. I think $29.99. Once you go over that point, you'll get into a certain. So, how much was Asgard's Wrath, and how much?
$29.99.
Okay, and how much is Stormlands coming out?
$29.99.
There is that point where big games go. At the moment, VR isn't it's smaller than flat games. You got to be careful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I get where you're going with this because I was a little bit apprehensive about the price of Asgard's Wrath But once I had learned that the game was 30 hours, I was like, I don't know if there's a game built from the ground up that's got that much gameplay, that many hours of gameplay. So that alone made it worth the $40 for me.
Well, it's coming out more than 30 hours so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I know I'm close to the 30 hours, and I'm nowhere near done yet.
Yeah, so Paradise just said, but PSVR owners will be craving for VR, so that price won't be an issue for them. I'm not sure, because I still know a lot of people are still on No Man's Sky, and they're still enjoying previous stuff. But I do know what you said. I mean, I hope that's not the way they've gone into this. It must be hard to make a decision for a game. Funny enough, I was speaking to one of the developers of Boneworks, and one of the things I always recommend for games is do an early launch discount. Do that. Get traction. Get word of mouth going around. Do you know what I mean? That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Do maybe 2-3 days, whatever. Take a little bit off the top. I don't know, whatever you want to do. 33%, 25%. Get the game some traction. Realise that on Steam you can drop reviews. I know on PlayStation you can do stars. I don't think you can do written reviews yet. On Oculus you can do stars and written reviews and stuff and likes. And then it's word of mouth. And then there's communities like all of our communities and Discords and stuff. That is what boosts games for me now. Like, that is how VR games gain legs. And they're like, bosh. Because you see what happened with Space Junkies, dude. Like, you know what I mean? And that was a great game. It was a really good game. You couldn't actually say anything wrong about the game. It was well made. It was made by Ubisoft. High quality title. I did an interview with them. There was a ton of work done to make that good in VR. And they come out at a bit of a higher price. I think it was $36.99. I think it was, or something. And people...
$40 here.
So it's only $40. But when people see that, they don't buy. That's the problem. They don't buy it. They look and go, hold on a minute. YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Or Google.
Yeah.
And I want to see that stuff.
And then they go, yeah.
And I did not buy that game until it was on sale for $15. Then I bought it on PSVR and PC. But I was not going to pay $40 for that game. It was a good game. It was a quality game, but I was not going to pay $40 for it.
That's the thing, dude.
I also think the beta hurt them, because like I tried the beta and I didn't like the beta at all. And then when they came out with the price, I was like, no, that's insane.
The PlayStation
I love the beta.
The PlayStation beta, I agree with Nat on. I didn't like it on PlayStation.
Oh, because it only done DualShock, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the PC, I loved it. I loved it on the PC. The thing that I actually had a big problem with as well was the actual name of the game, Space Junkies. I think as a name, it turns people off.
Yeah, the marketing was terrible.
Because it sounds like a load of drug addicts in space.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
I didn't even think about that. It didn't occur to me at all. It didn't occur to me at all.
That's the first thing when I heard the title. I was like, what? What's that about?
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
I was like, I don't want to be going near that. I don't want to be going near that. Of course, when I saw what the game was actually about, that it was a shooter and
it's a
stuff
very good shooter. It's a very good shooter.
Brilliant game. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant game that has vastly undersold and underlived its potential.
And once again, they chucked in a load of updates to it. They listened to everything the community wanted. Literally, they gave you move support. They updated the player.
It's still out there
count.
and playable.
Yeah, but what they did was, though, 6 months down the line, they cut it. They went, we won't be supporting Space Junkies anymore. And I went, listen, there's a different. Like, I actually messaged the developer and I was like, dude, like, why don't you just let people play the game? Don't tell them you're dropping support for it. Like, they literally, it was like, the studio was like, right, smash this game. All guns blazing that way. And it's like, right, we can't do that anymore. Right, tell everyone the guns are off. Now we're going this way. And I was like, just leave it. Just leave it.
Just
let
leave
it grow.
Let it play.
Yeah, because the first thing people do...
the server's still up.
Yeah.
You know, if there was enough people, playing, you can still go on there, and I've always found games.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying, man. It just makes it sound bad. Like, the people who want to make clickbait videos, whatever else, I can see the reason why they wanted to do it, because it's at a bad launch, it's at a higher price, it's steeply dropped. It fell to, like, as Lincoln said, I think he said he picked it up for $15 or 11 quid and whatever else.
I picked it up for £9.
That's what I'm saying.
At that price, it's an absolute killer title.
Yeah, imagine if they'd have come out at like $15.99 or $16.99.
Yeah, but that market was atrocious.
Here's JD Max with a classic Space Jumpers. I like it.
Yeah,
he wants to shoot. So that's brilliant. Yeah.
And I just think you've got to be so careful, man. You've got to be so careful with launch prices of games. I guess if the physical edition is a little bit more, I can get that.
Space Junkies is $20 now on Steam. That's the price they should have launched it at from the get-go.
Yeah. I think Ubisoft went in there thinking we are Ubisoft. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not only that, I think they plan to monetize this game by coming out with yearly passes like they do with Rainbow Six.
Okay. Yeah, but then...
There you go. Anyhow, we are going over again.
We are, guys.
I just want to quickly say that one thing we have missed out is Echo Arena for the Oculus Quest has also been delayed till 2020.
Big disappointment.
Yeah. But once I said, Anthony from VR365, he said he played it and he wasn't shocked by that at all. Because when he played it, he was like, this isn't ready. Do you know what I mean? This isn't ready at all. I think it still played like the game, but he could obviously see that it was nowhere near ready. Before we go, D1360, listen, thank you everyone who joined. Prime, DJ, cheers guys, TGK. Thank you ever so much for being here. Unfortunately, we have got to make a move. But Pistol Whip on Quest, is it too pricey compared to PC VR? Now, say what you...
It's the same price. Because you
the game
buy
is cross-buy.
Yeah.
It's cross-buy. You buy it for the Oculus store, and you have on both the PC and the Quest. Yay! Happy, joy. Everybody's happy.
So play it at home on your fantastic PC with your amazingly comfortable Rift S or whatever HMD you have. And then if you want to go and let your nan play it, you take the Quest with you or your friends at work and you can play it there as well when it's the same price. So awesome stuff. Yeah, for sure. Right. Guys, we've all got to make a move. So, thank you to Salsa Ketchup from Salsa Ketchup VR. Thank you to Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming. Thank you to Lincoln Clay 670 from Lincoln Clay from Lincoln Clay 670. Please remember to subscribe to these guys.
Ageless Wonder, the godfather of VR, the best looking man to ever play Pistol Whip.
I actually take a bit of offence to that. Like, I don't think I'm too bad. Do you know what I mean?
He's going, really?
I think I'm all right. Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting if they'd done some sort of like voting thing. Who's the best looking person to play Pistol Whip?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen GT without his shirt on, and might be.
What? Right. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much for being here. Look after yourselves. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great time.
All right, everybody.
Bye-bye. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.